You're watching the live opening ceremonies on the south side of Bethlehem here for Musikfest 2021. Christy Fulkerson joined now by Jon Lunger of Arts Quest. It has to be meaningful to sit here, watch this ceremony after a year away, and how it affected so many people and how excited everyone is to be back finally.
It's, I think, just a small glimpse into how many people it takes to truly put on this festival. It's not just my fellow colleagues and the staff of Arts Quest. It is a volunteer board. It is thousands of volunteers. It's city officials. It's emergency management. It's the police. It's the fire. It's everyone in the community, and is really a true testament to how great the Lehigh Valley truly is.
And maybe you can give us some insight. I know we've talked quite a bit over the last year or so as you're planning for this festival, plan A, B, C, D through Z, right? You weren't sure what we were going to have, but what did it take to get to day one of Musikfest 2021 from an Arts Quest perspective?
A lot of conversations with a lot of people, whether it was sponsors to help support it, whether it was the Health Bureau, whether it was the city of Bethlehem. Before we even talk to any bands, it's all about how do we build the festival within the city. It's sort of like building a city within the city. You don't think about the stages. One of the biggest challenges this year was tents. Tent availability is at an all-time low because we all needed tents to outdoor dining and different events outside all summer long. So there was a lot of planning and things that no one could have ever anticipated that had to get ironed out in order to get us to this moment right now, just minutes away from the actual official start of Musikfest 2021.
And it goes to show you how many people did want to come together and do their part to make it happen, because virtual Musikfest was fun. We talked about garage plots and making the best with what we had, but to be back in person, to be able to support the local business, the vendors that are here, the musicians, so many of them come from the Lehigh Valley region, which is so important for people to remember that when you come out and support Musikfest, it's not just Arts Quest, it's the surrounding economy, the city, and as far as that reaches.
Yeah, there are many, many studies out there that tell the story of the economic impact. But you don't think about the little guys and the literal 300 performers who have paid gigs at this festival. You know, we get to see the shows for free, but every performer is paid. It's their livelihood, and all the way down to the smallest vendors that we have. You know, we have an amazing candle vendor not too far behind us. I was actually almost late to this program because I was literally smelling some candles, which might be the dumbest thing I've ever said in my entire life. But for them, this is amazing. You know, it's the backbone of so many small businesses, so many entrepreneurs, and not to mention all of the amazing business it brings to local restaurants and businesses and hotels. It truly is a celebration of our Lehigh Valley.
Yeah, and they're so appreciative of the work you guys have done, of all the partners you at home to be able to support the festival and everything that comes with it to make it possible in 2021. And believe it or not, we are just getting started. We had preview night last night. We've got our first official day here. We are here on the Service Electric Network on the south side. We've got 3 great bands coming up. And speaking of rolling with the punches, we had to do that with the very first band today. You saw Seth Witcher on stage performing the national anthem. He is fantastic. Speaking of local singer-songwriters, he's going to be our first act taking the stage here at 5:15 at America Platz.
Very excited to see Seth. I got the chance to meet him last year. Have seen him perform a couple times. Just super energetic, super passionate, and really brings a unique approach to a lot of his instrumentation and his arrangements. You heard it with that national anthem. It was not a traditional performance. It was beautiful. He really brings his own take to everything that he does, whether it's an original or some of his covers.
And he's so inspiring too. When you listen to him, if you haven't seen him perform, be sure to stick around, because he speaks through his music and he hopes that everyone can enjoy it as much as him, and it's hard not to when you see him perform. And I know he's really excited to have one of these main stage spots here at Levitt Pavilion tonight.
One of the nicest human beings you'll ever meet too, right? Like, let's talk about that. There's not enough of that in the world. We should all be so much more like Seth. Just a genuine guy, very appreciative, so fun to work with, like just one of those people you want to be around. I hope when I grow up, maybe I can be a tenth of what he is. Just a great guy. guy. Just a
Goals in life, for sure.
It's true.
Well, Seth is who kicks things off here on our coverage here of live music on day one of Musikfest. Let's take a look at our schedule. You can see on both channels, we've got triple channel coverage for you throughout the festival. Of course, Iron Pigs baseball happening tonight as well. So you'll see at 6:30, we shift gears over to channel 50. That'll be right after Seth wraps up that first performance of the night. Then we've got the Stews, some rock music, the Sofa Kings, a party band. We had them at Garage Plots last year, along with the Renaissance Orchestra. That's what's happening over at Fest Plots, those final three bands. And John, you've become accustomed to seeing a lot of these same names, but then there's some more worked in that you haven't had a chance to see in person yet. Is there somebody that stands out on that list that you're looking forward to maybe on night number one?
I'm super pumped to see the Stews.
Okay.
I don't know much about them. They helped us out. They stepped up at the last minute when we had to move some things around. Highly recommended and very excited not only to see them live, but also that we were able to get them on Surface Electric.
We're going to take a quick break because I know you joined me here to wrap up our segment here of opening ceremonies, but it's the Musikfest Daily Preview Show. We look forward to a half hour before our live music begins, hosted by this guy. So don't go anywhere. Our live coverage right here on the Surface Electric Network from Musikfest 2021 continues right after this.
We are live at Steel Stacks, just moments away from the official start of Musikfest 2021. Hi, I'm Jon Lunger, the Director of Marketing at Arts Quest, your host for our live lead-in show to all of the coverage of Musikfest 2021. And I'm joined by Seth Witcher. Seth, you just sang the national anthem at the opening ceremonies. You've got a set coming up at 5:15. We're thrilled to have you. What can we expect from your set?
You can expect some originals. I'm gonna sing some songs you know. A little bit with like my own flavor though, and you can expect a good time.
I love that you described it as your own flavor, so now I'm going to put you on the spot as a guy who loves to eat, as you can clearly see. How would you describe your own flavor?
Soulful, emotional, and emotion-inducing.
Okay. Joy, sadness, what are we playing on? What do you think is the overarching emotional kind of structure of your set tonight?
You can get a little bit of everything. With my original music, it's a lot more, thinking more inward, sad, angry, just in my feels kind of thing. Because I feel like we should all be, more in touch with our emotions. So.
Yeah, I love that. I 100% love that. I know I can't keep you very long because you do have to get ready for your set, but do you have a song in you right now that you'd like to share with us live on Surface Electric?
Yeah, I could sing a little bit of a new song. That's cool.
Let's do it, man.
How much time do I have?
Well, is it 20 minutes long?
No.
Well, then you'll be okay.
Right.
I'm going to awkwardly stand here, and I'm going to be your microphone. So just pretend I'm a microphone stand, and we'll get through it together, I promise.
Sounds good.
Okay, here we go.
It's called Give Yourself Away. Tell me what I am, I can be brave. Hang on every word you say. So insecure, I'm not ashamed. Overthinking every day. What's staring back at me, it gets to my head. Be my friend, be someone different to be accepted again. Will it end? And I will give it one more try. Don't wanna say goodbye. Don't wanna say goodbye. Tell me what I am, I can be brave. Hang on every word you say. So insecure, I'm not ashamed. Overthinking and you give yourself away. I'm losing parts of me in you. I am not afraid. Yourself away. Am I still me or someone new? I can't relate. It's a little piece.
I love it, man. I love it. That was incredible. What's it called?
It's called Give Yourself Away.
I love it. I think we've all been there. It's definitely very, very common, I think, for all of us to feel lost and confused. And That was phenomenal, man. That was phenomenal.
Well, this is the Service Electric exclusive, so you're only going to hear this on Service Electric for a while. So if you saw it, congratulations. If not, then I'm not even talking to you. So.
That's fantastic, man. That's fantastic. I can't thank you enough. I know you got to go do sound check and all that great stuff, but for everybody watching at home, they want to find more about what you're doing, follow everything. How can they do that?
I got you. So you can literally Google my name, Seth Witcher. Are you able to zoom into this band right here? It's my name, Seth Witcher. Type that into Google, and I got that right there. I'm here at Musikfest. I got a couple of dates. Check out my website. If you come out to my shows, you can get these for free. Give me your email address, and I'll show you where I'm going to be at next at restaurants and bars near you.
Seth Witcher, thank you so much. Have a blast. We can't wait for you to open up the fest, man.
Thank you, man.
Thanks. We're going to take a short break, kind of reset here, and we will be back with more as we work our way towards the official start of Musikfest 2021 here on Service Electric. Welcome back to Steel Stacks. Jon Lunger joined by Dan Freemuth. We are moments away.
Yes, we are.
We are moments away for just a festival that's been literally almost 2 years in the making.
Literally, whatever 10 days off of 2 years is, that's how long we've been waiting.
I was going to try to do
so
the math.
365 times 2 is what, 730?
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
so
definitely.
720 days in the making. There it is.
There it is.
I think that's right.
I don't
if
care
you
if
say
it
it
is.
confidently, then people will believe you.
It's true, but now the secret is out, Dan. I mean, the world has been waiting for you and I to get on camera together again and talk about Musikfest. Right. So I'm just curious.
Yep.
What are you looking forward to the most?
So for me, Musikfest starts with the music for me.
It's literally the first part of the word.
Correct. And because my brain is so simple, that's about as far as I get. But in all seriousness, my favorite part of Musikfest is being able to go from one stage to the next and enjoy different sounds and discover different sounds and different artists. It's almost as if like Spotify has the Discover Weekly, playlist that comes up each and every week. This is like its own Discover Weekly, where you can just kind of wander around, and if a sound catches you, you enjoy a few. That's the beauty of the free stages. Like, how often can you go somewhere and just experience so many sounds for free?
Right, and it is a unique thing to Musikfest, right? Like, you can enjoy this festival any number of ways, right? You can plan it out. You could download the app, the Musikfest app powered by PNC. You can make your own schedule down to the minute of every band that you want to see, everything, So that is one angle. You can also just walk around.
Correct.
Which is fantastic, and discover those things. I love that too. I love the idea of the free stages of how you can bounce back and forth and be completely unexpected, because the gamut of musical genres that's represented, there are the expected, and then you're right, there are the unexpected. There's Nigerian folk music at this festival this year. That's not an exaggeration. That's a thing.
Right. This is how broad we're talking about.
Yeah. And that is incredible. It is it's the best kind of musical education you can have, because you get to eat and drink and walk around and share community and just discover that new music. It's wonderful.
Yeah, and I think you'll end up discovering things that then stick with you year after year after year. I remember,
like me.
Right, yes, at the top, on the Mount Rushmore of Musikfest discoveries. But I remember, a number of years ago, working Volksplots and Igor and the Red Elvises. I'd never heard of Igor and the Red Elvises. And I'm listening, I'm like, these guys are great. Like, first of all, stage presence, stage energy, just phenomenal. And now, every year, I'm like, okay, I want more Igor and the Red Elvises.
Right.
So what's going to be that for me this year? Like, that's what's fun for me. I think the other thing that's fun, too, is we have these tremendous main stage, paid ticket acts, and they're phenomenal. And they're bands that everybody's heard of, and that's great. But there are also so many tremendous free stage. Stephen Page of the Bare Naked Ladies is going to be on this stage for free
Son of a gun,
tomorrow.
I was going to bring that up myself.
Like, how in the world is that possible for free?
Stephen Page of Bare Naked Ladies is going to be right here at Air Products America Plots.
Yeah.
Just for free.
That's ridiculous.
chilling.
Right.
you know?
Why? Because that's how Music Fest rolls.
It is entirely, and there's another kind of aspect to the festival this year that is pretty incredible. 6 of the 11 headliners on the main stage this year are $15 tickets. You add on to the fact that there is a headliner, Hector Tricoche, who is a Puerto Rican superstar in terms of the salsa world. Like, that's a free show.
And that's free.
That's free.
Yeah,
so you're talking about $15 tickets for 6 shows. You're talking about a free show on the main stage here, the Wind Creek Steel Stage at PNC Plaza. That is incredible.
It really is. And I think, first of all, like, kudos to you guys at Arts Quest, one, for basically having 6 weeks to put this all together.
It might have been 7.
Okay.
It
all right.
might have been
well, then
7.
in that case, kudos. No, seriously.
Yeah.
Right. It's just, okay, well, now it's easy. But to be able to put together the headliner, and then also to understand that, okay, we're back in person here in Music Fest, and we're hoping that everybody comes together this year, and it does feel like nothing has changed. But the reality is that the world is a very different place in 2021 than it was for Music Fest 2019, and that there are many people who are still recovering, who are still in the midst of, the horrors of the pandemic, be them financial or physical or you name it, but they still want to come and experience Music Fest. And to be able to do that for a main stage act for $15, I don't know where else you're going to be able to find that. And you made the point during our Music Fest preview show on SEN that a lot of places tickets start as low as $15. And all that really means is that the last 100 seats in the very back of, Lincoln Financial Field are $15 and they sell out in the first 30 seconds and then you're SOL.
Right.
That's not the case here at all, though.
Right.
This is $15.
Whole venue.
Pick your seat, enjoy.
Yeah.
And I think that's awesome.
It's awesome. We've got Philip Phillips, American Idol superstar, tonight, doing a very intimate solo acoustic show there. Tickets are $15.
$15.
Tomorrow night, the legendary Preservation Hall Jazz Band. This one blows my mind. This one I can't believe that they were able to pull off under the $15 ticket plan this year, because they are incredible. We've had them upstairs in the Arts Quest Center and the Music Fest Cafe presented by Yingling. Tore the roof off of the building, metaphorically, of course, because we couldn't afford to build a new roof.
Thank goodness.
Yeah, thank goodness. But that's incredible. It's just absolutely incredible and such a great opportunity. And hey, you're right, the world has also changed. We've got up to 3 channels of coverage.
We do.
This year on Service Electric, which is bonkers.
We're trying.
Yeah.
If Music Fest is going to come back in person, we got to up our game too.
Yeah.
We had Garage Plots, virtual Music Fest last year. Now it's back in person. We got to up our game, make sure that we're bringing people as much Music Fest goodness as they can possibly handle. So yes, the tri-channel coverage. I just want to touch on Preservation Hall Jazz Band real quickly because I was lucky enough to see them at the XPN Festival in Philadelphia a number of years ago, and they were phenomenal. Now let's call it what it is. Like, they were not the headline act. Okay, so they were the opener to the opener before the war on drugs, and they were great. But like Preservation Hall Jazz Band, to be able to show up and see the energy, that's the word that comes for me, for them. Energy. They are just all about energy and fun, and their on-stage presence, if you have not experienced them, is unlike anything you've ever seen before.
It's true. And to just change the subject slightly, because you know me, facts are important to me.
Yes.
I got to fact check you there.
Okay.
It's actually Emmy-nominated Garage Plots, is what you have to call it from now on.
That's
the new title for it, because congratulations to you and
Thank
your
you.
team.
Thanks.
Amazing. The Mid-Atlantic Emmys nominated the coverage from Garage Plots for, I believe, the Amish Outlaws.
It was, yes.
Which is just incredible. What you all did at your studios, turning a literal garage into a festival location last year. Amazing. Certainly, we're thrilled to be back this year, but the team at Service Electric did an incredible job there, too. So I think we have to call it legally. We got to call it Emmy-nominated Garage Plots.
Well, we won't argue with that. We won't argue with that one bit if that's the route we want to go. And,
it is.
And thank you, for those kind words, because it really was our privilege and our pleasure to be able to try and make some sort of lemonade out of the lemons that was last year. And it took, a lot of us coming together on your end, on our end, to make that a reality. And we know, to the viewers at home who watched and hopefully enjoyed that, we know that, it was not the Music Fest you were hoping for, but we hope that you enjoyed it all the same. And we hope that it made you miss Music Fest just a little bit less, but still makes you want to come out and enjoy this year's Music Fest that much more. Because yes, as happy as we were to welcome all those artists and you guys into Garage Plots, we are more excited to be back out here where we all belong.
Yeah, and we had the online streaming show last year too, which you all
Yep.
lent a hand with. A lot of those acts were going to be appearing at Musikfest for the first time.
That's right.
In 2020, and so we're thrilled to have them actually at the festival this year. I'm thrilled to see Mike Maines and the Branches in person, Moon City Masters. I can't wait to see in person. So many of those artists that we saw on the live stream as well last summer are at the festival in person this year, and I think that is just truly wonderful that they were able to help us out last year, and now they get to kind of experience the fest in all of its glory. And speaking of all of its glory,
Yes.
I am hungry.
Okay.
And
okay.
arguably,
That's a day ending in Y,
arguably
so...
1A of Musikfest
Okay.
is the food.
Okay.
So what are you thinking you're going to dive into tonight? Because that's
Oh,
literally
boy.
the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go eat.
Yeah, so it's really tough. Particularly tough because where I parked, you had to walk past literally every food vendor.
Yeah, that's by
here on the
design.
south side.
Yeah.
So it's like I want that, I want that, I want that, I want that. I must admit that in walking down, Island Noodles caught my eye
Okay.
because that's a favorite every year.
Absolutely.
I did also enjoy. There's the little macaron shop.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And now all of a sudden I'm like, wait a minute.
I
they
didn't
got
realize you were
all-
so fancy.
All kinds of different little culinary sweets.
Fancy
that
Dan
I think have
Freemuth
my name written on
Getting
them.
some French pastries at
Darn
Musikfest,
right.
y'all.
Well,
Who knew?
I mean, when I'm not, broadcasting Musikfest,
Uh-huh.
I do enjoy me some Great British Baking Show.
Oh,
So,
who doesn't?
yeah.
Who doesn't? But I am once again eating my way up
As
and
you
down
should.
through the festival.
Good.
We are thrilled that our friends at PNC Bank have
Yep.
once again made it possible for me to bring back Music Feast,
Excellent.
which is the series
Excellent.
of videos in which I just stuffed my face.
It is exactly what it sounds like.
It is,
Music
and it's
Feast.
wonderful.
Yes.
Although my doctor, not a fan.
Well, for 10
but
days,
it's all
they can
right.
get over
I do
it.
a lot of walking.
That's
but
good.
I had the chance to try earlier.
Ooh, a
right
head,
behind
a head
us.
start.
Right behind us.
Head
I got a head
start.
start. I know a
Excellent.
guy. There is 5 cheese, build your own mac
brother.
and cheese.
Oh, brother.
So you get to pick toppings. There's like bacon and cheesesteak and scallions and more cheese and like all this stuff. Holy cow.
So it's like an ice cream sundae of mac and cheese.
It is. And so I know we do have to step aside, take a break, but before we do,
Yeah.
let's check out this amazing video of me shoving mac and
Yes.
cheese into my face.
I'm staying tuned.
Welcome to Music Feast, presented by PNC Bank. This is the 5 cheese, build your own mac and cheese here at the Town Square Market. I got queso blanco on top, along with cheesesteaks, along with bacon and scallions. So technically with that queso blanco, this is a 6 cheese mac and cheese. Oh, I can already tell you this is amazing. Oh, so cheesy. And crunchiness from the bacon and the saltiness from the cheesesteak. Oh, there are no words. This is as big as my head too, so come get some mac and cheese as big as your friggin' head. Welcome back to Steel Stacks for our live lead into Musikfest 2021 coverage here on Service Electric. Jon Lunger, joined by Dan Freemuth, and we are moments away from the first official band. Now, last night was preview night.
Yep.
So it like counts, kind of.
Yeah.
Right? It was a little preview here
Right.
at Steel Stacks. The south side was open, but the north side kicks off today at 5, as well as all the things happening here behind us at Steel Stacks. It's happening. It's really happening. It's real.
It's
We're
really
here.
happening.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's so you just busted my chops for the baking bit, but now
Did I?
only a little bit.
You and I remember what happened before the commercial break very differently.
So, as you're mentioning preview night, first off, I'm thinking to the schedule that Christy put together for all of us, where she labeled it day 0.
Okay.
So I thought, okay,
Sure,
that's
sure.
appropriate. But if we're going to find a sort of culinary analogy, last night
Right.
was the amuse-bouche
Oh, yeah,
of
no.
Musikfest.
You're
just
not wrong.
That
Just a
little
the chef
whet
is
the
prepared a
appetite.
tasting
Yep,
for you.
This is just to kind of like set the stage for what's to come.
I'm sure Darius Rucker would love to know that you called him an amuse-bouche on
Yeah.
television.
Yeah.
Darius, I'm sure you're watching.
Yep.
Call me. I'll give you his email. You can hash
At
that
Dan
out.
F_SEN on Twitter.
Too
Yeah.
funny. Hey, speaking of SEN
Yes,
and all of the
I've heard of
amazing
it.
coverage, you've heard of it, sure. The easiest way to find out what is going to be broadcast during Musikfest is to check out the brand new website.
Yeah.
It's amazing. senetwork.tv. Couldn't be easier
Correct.
to find out everything that's going on. And I know this because, like you, I am a simple man. And I went on the website earlier and I'm like, oh, this makes sense. I get it.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. So, again, kudos to you and the team.
Thank you. Yeah, a lot of people, a whole heck of a lot smarter than me, and with a whole lot more creativity than me, had everything to do with the website. It is though. It's phenomenal. It's so much cleaner. It's so much easier to find information. There's tons of great videos on there. So if there are stories you've enjoyed on Lehigh Valley sports scene or part of our sports coverage that you've enjoyed, all that stuff is on there. But most importantly, to your point, schedule. When you want to know what's on and where and when and how in the heck can I find it, senetwork.tv, particularly for the next 10 days, all the bands. And it doesn't just include, so you're going to be able to see what's live,
Right.
but don't forget, our coverage goes basically 24/7.
Yeah, y'all don't
Because
stop.
the overnight coverage just helps reboot all the goodness that we enjoy during the day. So if you missed anything at any point, don't worry, there's always a chance to either enjoy it for the first time or revisit stuff that you enjoyed the first go.
And I know I love it. I know I was talking to some of our volunteers earlier who really are the lifeblood of
Yeah.
this festival, right?
Darn right they are.
38 years ago, everyone was a volunteer. And that, they make the festival happen. They run it. It's a tradition that continues,
Yep.
right? So, my coworkers, all volunteers, we're here late every night. And I was talking to some folks yesterday, and they'd really appreciate that late night coverage because a lot of
Yeah.
times we don't get to see what's on stage during the
Yep.
day. So we get home, we shower, we get ready for bed as we prepare for the next
Yep.
day of 10 straight days of this. But we get to see some of the amazing bands that we might not have seen otherwise.
Well, and I
So-
think it's important too that we understand that not everybody's schedule lends itself to being able to see things in live television. And with all the different streaming services, we're so accustomed to I'll just pull it up on demand.
Right,
or
right,
I'll
right.
just DVR it or whatever the case may be. Some people work during the day and they can't watch the
What?
stuff they want to be able
No.
to. I know.
Stop
I know.
it.
It's an egregious notion.
It is.
But then all of a sudden, okay, now it's going to replay at such
Sure.
and such time, so I can either record it or I can watch it then. And so we just want to make it as easy as possible for people to be able to enjoy as much of Musikfest as possible. I want to ask you about the volunteers because they are hugely important. We know there are some volunteers that have literally participated in all 38 years of Musikfest
Yes,
now.
it's unbelievable.
After a year off, was it difficult to have volunteers come back, or were people just chomping at the bit to be able to get back out and help Musikfest?
The reason that we're standing here today
Yep.
is because of the passion of our volunteers. We are always looking for new volunteers, so certainly that is something that you can check out at musicfest.org/volunteer. There's still time to sign up, but they truly are like a family. These people have been doing this for so long. They come together. It is a huge part of their summer, a part of their life. I've met so many people that I consider extended family by working this festival, and I'm truly... I'm absolutely blessed to know them, to work side by side with them, to learn from them. It wasn't hard.
Yeah.
It was very easy to make the call and have people say, yeah, we're doing this. We're bringing it back.
I suspected that was going to be the answer, but I wanted to hear you say it, and I wanted to give you guys the platform to be able to talk about the volunteers because they are such a hugely important component to what goes on here at Musikfest. And we talked earlier about how everybody has their Musikfest traditions, whether
Right.
it's bouncing from stage to stage or different food vendors that you have to make sure you get to,
Sure.
or artists that come back year after year after year. For some people, the Musikfest tradition is to be a volunteer and to reconnect with those people that you connect with each and every August. And so I have to believe it's extra special for them this year after having last year not be that summer of connection to be able to do so once again here in 2021.
I can't speak for all 1,000 of them, but I imagine that is the case. And we hope you'll join that tradition too. Check out musicfest.org/volunteer to learn more about that program. We're always looking for new people to help run America's largest free music festival. Well, this is it. This is the end of our lead-in show.
Okay, good.
We have to stop because the festival has to start.
It's got to get going.
Which is the greatest thing I've said in almost 2 years now.
720 days.
Yeah.
We did the math.
You did the math. I just
Okay.
nodded and smiled and pretended like I trusted that you knew the time.
Let's just
But,
go with that.
Dan, you're here all night for coverage. I
Darn
gotta
right.
go help
Do your thing.
move some stuff around here at the festival. But I'll be back for lead-in shows all festival long. So I will
Excellent.
see you all then. But Dan, I'm gonna turn it over to you, bud. The whole broadcast is in your control now. Take care of her.
It's a very dangerous place to be.
It is a very big responsibility, but I trust you and Christy and the entire team. I can't thank you enough. And thank you all for tuning in. We're going to take a short break, and we're going to be back with Musikfest 2021. It's incredible.